Today we're making omelets stuffed with curried rice because food wars. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chef PK here on Chef Paul Makes, and today we are making omelet rice. Omelet rice is something that I had while I was in Japan, and honestly, it was one of my favorite things. Fried rice and eggs. You can't really go wrong with that combination. Now you have to think, food wars always tries to step it up just a little bit. So instead of just making some nice fried rice, putting it on a plate and putting a really nice omelet on top, we're gonna go ahead and take that rice and just shove it into the omelet. However, today we're using a very special, dear to me ingredient, the habanero. That's a stupid idea. Don't ever do that. Soma's original dish called for apples and bananas and all these fruits and whatever the case is. But like I've told you guys in the past, cook for the most important person in your life. That person is my wife. Does she want apples and bananas in her rice? Not even a little bit. Let's do this. I'm gonna use a separate cutting board just for this pepper. You're also gonna want some gloves if you have them. Now what we're gonna do with this habanero is we're gonna de-seed it, remove the flesh from the seeds, throw the seeds out because that's where a lot of the heat is. Then we're gonna cook it in rice vinegar. Rice vinegar has a nice sweetness to it, so it'll allow the actual habanero to absorb some of that sweetness. Woo! Oh yeah. Take a small sauce pot, pop your strips in there, cover this with your vinegar. Once your habanero is actually covered with rice vinegar, we're gonna bring this up to a very slow simmer and then turn it off immediately to let it steep. Now, two things are gonna happen with that habanero. We're gonna actually remove some of that heat and some of that spiciness by cooking it in the vinegar, but we're gonna get two products out of that same cook. We're gonna get a really nice spicy vinegar that we're gonna use to pickle some cucumber, and we're gonna be able to take those actual habanero strips and mash them up for the mango chutney. It's gonna be so good. So while our vinegar is cooking right now, it's already coming up to a slow simmer. I'm gonna let it go for just a few more minutes. We're gonna process our mangoes. So in the episode of Food Wars where Soma is making this omelet rice and he talks about his mango chutney, he definitely has it mashed up to where it almost looked like some kind of a compote or a jam. However, I don't want it that way. I want nice little golden nuggets of mango in my omelet rice. So we're gonna dice these up into probably a small dice, not quite a brunoise, to give us that nice texture and that nice bite. This is about the size that I'm going for on these cuts to give us that nice texture and nice flavor in this chutney. There's our really nice amount of mango. Now I do have some scrap ends that we're also going to use for our next phase. This is going to be part of the base that we're going to add to these mangoes. We're going to go ahead and start with the juice of 2 lemons and see how we like that ratio. Yes, I did just put that entire habanero in there, but it did lose some of its heat from being cooked in the vinegar. We're gonna blend up our little puree here and add it to our diced mangoes and give it a taste. This looks absolutely gorgeous, but we need to season it. Salt, black pepper, a little bit of cumin, touch of garlic powder, finally a little hint of clove. Remember, always taste your food. Definitely a little bit more salt. I'm gonna hit it with just a touch more cumin and maybe a little bit of our vinegar, but it needs just one more thing to really brighten it up: cilantro. I'm gonna go ahead and add in about a half a bunch of fresh cilantro here. It was also lacking in acid, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with 2 more lemons. I have to say, I would eat this just like this with a little bit of tortilla chips. Now it has that nice tanginess in the back, a little bit of sweetness in the front. You get the freshness and the vibrance from the lemons and from the cilantro. Oh, making my mouth water. Touch more salt and we're gonna set this to the side. So Yukihira's method for this recipe actually has 4 phases. What you just saw was the mango chutney. That was phase 1. Phase 2 is going to be making the curry base. Now, the curry base is a temperamental thing, and I only say that because when you think of a traditional curry, it's usually something that's a little bit more thick, may have some potato starch in it, something that you can easily pick up with a spoon, or something that you can actually pick up with naan or just lay over rice. However, we have to go into this knowing that this curry base is going to be used to cook the risotto. Yukihira's method, I'm calling him out, in the anime is not risotto. He used a peel-off method. Here's a sample of it here. The peel-off method is where everything is simmered together, you throw a lid on it, and you let it sit and cook. That's technically not risotto, that is peel-off. With that being said, when we make our curry base, this is gonna be a very loose and wet base. This is gonna be because we need to add this base to the rice as it cooks to make it into a risotto. Hopefully that didn't go over anybody's head, but what I'm saying is that he made pilaf, not risotto. Now what I'm doing is making a very simple mirepoix. We're gonna have some nice small diced onion, some nice small diced carrot, but then some just thinly sliced garlic. I want that nice flavor in there. Now that we have all of our mise en place ready, we're gonna go ahead and start cooking off our curry. This honestly shouldn't take too long, but there are a few things you will need to get ahead of time. I'm using this curry spice blend that I found at my local market, and it does have everything that I would want in there. Feel free to experiment, use whatever spices you want. This is what I'm going with. This next bit is super important. Once your onions and your carrots and your garlic are starting to sweat a little bit, this is when you want to add all of your spices. This is about 50 ounces of chicken stock. Bring this up to a nice simmer and then turn it off. While our curry base is cooking, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers and that number keeps climbing and it keeps blowing my mind at how awesome this community really is. And no, I didn't ignore the headband. If you want to pick up a custom CHEFPK headband, check out the links below. I have a couple of options available. I do make them by hand, so they are a very limited supply. Pick one up and rock yours in the kitchen while you make some awesome food. Let's make some curry. Once you see your curry base start to simmer like this, go ahead and shut it off and let it just hang out. Now we get to finally make the actual rice. For this, go ahead and add some olive oil to the bottom of your pan. And once this is about a medium heat, we're gonna add our rice to this. Now, when you're making risotto, you do wanna use a short grain rice. The most common type of rice used for risotto is arborio. The reason for that is the very high starch content. It also holds up to being stirred constantly. Risotto is not a rice dish, it is a rice method. Similar to steamed rice, pilaf, boiled rice, things like that. When you're making risotto, you're constantly stirring your rice to actually break down the starches in the rice. This is why we didn't want a thick base of curry to start. If our curry base was extremely thick, it wouldn't actually incorporate properly into the rice. So as that curry reduces, it's going to be thickened by the rice starch. So we're gonna toast some of this up and start making our risotto. Once the risotto is nice and toasted, you're gonna wanna deglaze it with a little bit of white wine, which I don't have. So we're gonna use some of this black vinegar that I found yesterday. My vinegar is nice and reduced now. We're gonna start adding in our stock just a little bit at a time to really start cooking it. You don't want this extremely hot. I have to turn this pan down so that way we don't lose all of our liquid too quickly. Now the thing with risotto is that you have to constantly stir it and let that liquid reduce. If this isn't enough liquid, I am going to add a little bit of fresh chicken stock to this as well. Well, I'll be stirring this for the next 20 minutes or so. That's how long it's gonna take to cook, so see you guys at the end. The heat is off. Here is my final product. You can see that there's no real liquid at the bottom of the pan now. This is exactly what you want. The reason for this is because if you have a bunch of excess liquid, that's just gonna transfer into the rice and make it mushy. My rice is slightly al dente, and that is to keep it from exploding. You can see all the rice granules are still intact. None of them have really exploded yet, and that's really what you want, because no one wants mushy risotto. Once you pull the risotto off the heat, give it a little taste, see if it needs anything else as far as seasoning goes. That's perfect. I did season it throughout the cooking process just so that way when it came to the end, it was ready to go. Oh, really good. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. We're finally on phase 4, the omelet. I'm gonna use 4 large eggs and a little bit of heavy cream with a little bit of salt and pepper thrown in there to start off my omelet. Look, I even bought a brand new omelet pan just for you guys. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook the omelet just a touch, add our risotto directly into it, fold it over. Oh, we gotta add the mango. I have no real ratio for this, so what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be mostly risotto with the mango folded in. If you want more mango, more risotto, less risotto, you can do whatever you want, but I want that mango to really pop and come through all of that risotto. Remember, give this a taste before you decide to throw it in your omelet, because once you do, it's kind of it. I don't even wanna make the omelet anymore, I'm just gonna eat this. This is so good. I can eat that all day. All right, let's make the omelet. I have to admit, I wasn't too sure on how I was going to like this. But after having all of those flavors really start to come together, my mouth is already salivating just from eating some of the rice. Now that we have it in an omelet, I have to say, I'm excited. Let's try this. Come on. Oh, the omelet is perfect. The rice is warm. The mangoes are juicy. You guys are still here? You want an outro? My name is Chef PK here on Chef Paul Makes. Get subscribed, keep playing with your food, buy a headband.